Hey guys, welcome to another YouTube video. Today, this is gonna be a Apex aim guide. I am not the best player, but I am good enough to the point where I could teach you guys about aim and actually help you guys get better. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. First tip I want to say, the first thing I want to say is so we don't have, like, if you're a controller player like me, which I play with one paddle and I play right hand claw, but the thing is that I don't have my controller, I don't hold the controller with these two fingers, my middle finger and this finger, index finger, I think is what you call it. These two fingers I don't hold it like this, because if doesn't I feel like I'm gonna drop my controller every time I hold it like this, every time I hold it like that. So I just kind of like, I hold it like this with only this finger using for both of these, which is not ideal, but since my hands are so small, that's kind of like what I feel most comfortable with. And plus I do play right hand claw, so it's not like I'm at a total disadvantage, you know what I mean? And I have a paddle, so but yeah. So first thing I want to say, alright, so wait, no, not the first thing, but we don't have the luxury of having aim trainers like keyboard and mouse players do to help us like that, because it's a hassle to put in your settings into a different game, into an aim trainer, you know, and having to go online, find a way to transfer them and all that. So basically that's what this video is for, you know. For the controller players who need help with their aim. Some of these tips might benefit a keyboard and mouse player, but not. This is a controller aimed video, so don't really be expecting of nothing for a keyboard and mouse like that. I am a controller player. I have played keyboard and mouse, but I'm not necessarily good enough to give keyboard and mouse tips like that. But so basically, alright, let's get right into the tips. Number one tip I want to say is the whole thing. Alright, so if you want to practice your aim, I recommend coming into firing range, and you basically just max out your whole inventory with ammo, right? And you put a gold mag on your whichever gun. By the end of it, you should have used 4 guns, but you go in here, you basically just aim at that, try to hit the middle, hit as much as you can, the most damage you can. Oh, that was bad. And you kind of just keep doing this until you're out of ammo, for the most part. But just standing here and shooting isn't gonna help you. So what I do, and a lot of people do, is strafe side to side. This will also help you with having less recoil, because like I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but there's a thing for controller players called recoil smoothing, which is basically like you just move to the side and you get no recoil essentially. If you move to the side, you'll get no recoil at all, for the most part. So that's kind of like my whole basis around all this. So yeah, recoil smoothing. And so just kind of just go right here, keep shooting that till you run out of ammo. Then you go and fill up with ammo again, whatever, yada yada you gotta do. And then you come up to the bot, you kind of just stray from side to side while hit firing your gun. And then once you're feeling confident enough, then you could add in the you add in the crouch or whatever. You kind of just keep doing that until, well, for a bit you do it like this. Then once you feel comfortable enough, you'll add it with the slide, or with the crouch, I mean. And you just keep doing that until you're out of ammo. Once you're out of ammo, and at this point you're doing it with the same, then you go and repeat that same process with a different gun. You keep doing it until you have at least done 4 guns that day. Well, cause you're gonna do this every time you hop on. So you keep doing it until you at least get 4 guns done that day, and then after all that, after you do that, you come over here with like a scope if you want to put a scope on your gun. If not, then it's fine. I do put a scope, but for this demonstration I'll try to do it without a scope. You go and you keep going. You start down here. You start like right here, and then you keep going farther and farther away. I'm gonna try to do it from back here right now. I just hopped on though, so my aim is not gonna be that good. And plus, from far range, us controller players don't really get that good of aim. We don't have that aim assist or nothing helping us from far range, which is why it's still better. Like if you're in a fight, you want to keep getting closer and closer. But it's still good to practice the farther ranges, just so that you could, in a situation where you can't push up, you have that farther range aim, like no matter what, like, you know what I mean? So, but there will be situations, like let's say that I get this guy low, right, like that, right? Let's say he's low, or like not low like that. Hold up. Let's say I crack his armor, right? Let's say I crack his armor, and I hear or see that there's another guy, enemy, his teammate, coming from this side. What I'm gonna do in this situation is I'm gonna go back aiming, and as I'm pulling back, I'm starting to scope in, and I just scope in, pull back to cover, wherever cover may be. For me, it's right here, and then I peek out again, finish the job on him, or if he's already backed off, I get ready for the next guy, wherever he's at. He's probably gonna be like right there, right? I wait for him, and then I just, cause if you, let's say I would have stayed here, right? Let's say I crack him, and I stay here, finally get him. I have to hurry up and start shooting the other guy, which I'm taking a 50-50 shot after the fact that I already fought this guy. So it's not really a 50-50, it's more like a 60 to 40, because of the fact that he had already have gotten me probably low. So it's better to be behind cover, because even if I don't heal up behind cover, I have a chance of me shooting him first, lasering him, and then I could take then you could, if you feel comfortable enough with your aim, or confident enough that you could kill him, you could take the 50-50, because then he'll be low and you'll be low as well. But you gotta remember, there's still a third enemy if your teammate's not, if you're playing by yourself, like you're playing trios, there's still that third enemy. So it's still not fully like you should still not fully 50-50 until you've seen that either the third teammate is not near, or the third teammate is like in the middle of fighting somebody else. Or if you're playing with the team, then obviously, if you're playing with your team, and let's say you get this guy low, right? Let's say you get this guy low right here. If your teammates are fighting the other guys, then you have the chance of just fully finishing him you know, 'cause this is your 1v1. But if let's say like you get them cracked, and your teammates are like either nowhere to be found, or they're both two stacking on one guy, then you still got the other guy. So you push back, obviously, like I said, and then you shoot, knock them right. Now, I need you guys to keep this in mind. With the scopes, this one, the 1X has the least amount of recoil, so you're gonna be easier to control your aim with this one, your recoil and stuff. But one thing I should have said at the beginning, actually, or not at the beginning, but one of the first things I should have told you guys, right? So always try to come into the firing range and like just don't pull down on the trigger. Try to learn the recoil patterns of your guns that you use the most. It'll be very beneficial, and if you can learn the recoil patterns, like at first, if you don't really know about recoil patterns, it's better to just learn the recoil pattern of the main like 4 weapons that you use, or 2 weapons that you use, so you don't get overwhelmed, and then you can start to learn the recoil patterns for every weapon, if they have a recoil pattern or whatever. Well, yeah. And yeah. And then I know like you probably watch a lot of YouTube videos of people rushing out, pushing everyone with their good aim. If your aim's not good enough to push out, then this is what I like to do. I always try to bait them into a fight with me, and then pull back to make them overextend. That way I can have a better angle on them and shoot them much easier. And another thing you'll probably see a lot of like streamers or like content creators, like really pro players and stuff, do is they'll have like this advanced movement, like wall bouncing and stuff, which I can't really do with the Revenant, but yeah. Don't do any advanced movement unless you feel confident enough with your aim, because unless your aim's good enough. Because let's say I'm in a situation where I feel like he's already hit me a little bit, right? If I go for an advanced movement, let's say, and I miss every shot, like let's say I just go completely bonkers, I miss every shot, let's say, right? He's gonna then laser me after I've hit the ground, and I'm gonna be dead. There's no point in advanced movement if your aim's not good enough to hit your shots while doing the advanced movement. So stray away from advanced movement if you're not good enough to hit your shots while you're doing the advanced movement, or while you're doing whatever it is that movement that you're trying to do or whatever. So and then always try to find angles, like stay behind cover and stuff. Don't take a 50-50 shot unless you have already seen, unless you have realized that the enemy is bad and you can 100% kill him. Because if you take a 50-50 shot, 50-50 with somebody, and let's say your aim's not good enough, their aim is way better, they're gonna destroy you. But if they try taking a 50-50 50-50 with you, and you have the angle on them, a good angle on them, you may even be able to kill him, even if his aim was better than yours. So it's all about positioning, like your aim, and aiming is, in my opinion, one of the most important things in the game. Obviously, movement will get you more views, it'll be more flashy, but there's no point of doing advanced movement if you cannot hit your shots while you are doing said movement. So, and another thing I do in firing range is I go practice hitting the targets. I try to do 1 bullet per target, obviously, and I try to get quicker at it every single time. So, yeah. You just keep doing that. I recommend doing that for like 10 minutes. I know a lot of people, because a lot of people just come in here and be doing that for a bit and they're like, alright, I'm ready. You know, try to do it for at least 10 minutes. And then also with like these. But these only do for like 5 minutes. 2 minutes. You don't really, well yeah. And so yeah, like I was saying earlier, the 1X has the least recoil. You go farther, and like you could tell, I have to pull more down on my trigger to, or on my, not my trigger, on my thumbstick to control my recoil and stuff. And yeah, that's basically it. Thank you guys. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, comment down below if it was helpful. If you guys, what else you want to see from me. This is my first Apex video. I've done streams and stuff, but I've never done an actual video on Apex. So if you guys if you guys liked it, I'd really appreciate the support. You know. Also, share this with a friend. Anybody who needs help getting better at Apex with their aim. Anybody who plays this game, and I would really appreciate it. You know, I'm trying to get more views and like stuff. So thank you, and I'm out. Peace.